Okay, Richard, I'll try and explain this. And maybe what I'm trying to do can't be done, and that's why it's making no sense to you. So, anyways, this is what I have now for an axle, right? Solid axle. It's 70-75 aluminum, kind of hollow in the middle. I think it's a little bit solid for a little bit in the middle, but otherwise, hollow. So, you can see it's it kind of gets bigger. It's spline, 31 splines. So that's what here. That's what my wheels go on, right? They're splined. They fit on that. They fit on there good. And then it's threaded at each end with a 2-inch nut. So that's like right-hand thread on one end, left-hand thread on the other. So this is what I have now. So I thought, well, a differential would be nice. So this is the idea. We take this axle. Let's say we were to cut it here, and then cut it here, something like that. Okay, so it's cut, and then the box is Richard's differential, right? So now we have that differential sitting there. So where we cut it at this end. The axle goes into the diff, and then same on the other side, right? And then away you go, kind of thing. So then we'd have a sprocket that would mount on this side, right? And then on this side, hopefully, you could put like a rotor. I don't know if that can be done or not. So you get a sprocket on one side, rotor on the other. And then on the housing, we would have mounts that I could bolt to. So I can make a bracket. And I would make a bracket that would come off, and it would go up and over, and you would have your 4-mount connections over here, or your 4-link connections over here. And it would come back, have them wound at the top for the spreader bar going across, one on the side, spreader bar going across, and then underneath I'd have mounts for my, down at the bottom, that bracket would go down, I'd have mounts for my coilover, and, the coilover would probably be at the bottom and sticking just out here somewhere. They come up for my coilover, and then also for my Watts links. So the differential would have mounts on it, so I can mount a bracket that would mount all my suspension points to, and I would have a rotor on one end, a sprocket on the other. And I realized you couldn't use this axle, right? Like, I'm guessing for sure the piece on this end would have to be completely fabbed, right? To come out, to connect into the diff, and then have the splines on it and the thread. And then the other end, I don't know. I don't know if you could use an axle like this, and then somewhere down at this end, you connect the axle to something that goes into the diff or something like that. I don't know, right? So the idea kind of is, right, that I retain my identical suspension I have now. It's just that there's a differential. So I don't know. That's what I'm trying to describe, and let me know if this makes sense. Okay, thanks.